I've received a couple of questions about the D-Deck, so I decided to give everybody a quick tour. So here it is. The D-Deck consists of two keyboards built into a single chassis. One's a 49 note keyboard, the other one's a 61 note keyboard. Both of them are initial and aftertouch sensitive. The primary UI for the keyboard, or for the D-Deck, is a 800 by 600 colour touch sensitive display, which is kind of cool. It also has a series of I guess like push buttons. They generally work together with the display to actually set the context. I'll demo that in a second. My particular instrument is sitting on top of it's the D-Deck stand, which belongs to this particular instrument. I also have the optional pedal board. There's 20 notes there. They're initial touch sensitive. You can also see a couple of expression pedals. The one on the right is the traditional expression pedal that controls the volume of the instrument. That expression pedal also has two foot switches, one on the left, one on the right. The left one is usually used to control a rhythm unit. The right one is most commonly used to control voice and registration changes. The expression pedal on the left, which is usually known as the second expression pedal, is typically used to control things like pitch bend, but it can also control other things like rhythm tempo. So let's have a closer look of the UI. Right now I have the sounds loaded in for the Happy Together video that I uploaded recently. So right now you can see that they're on the voice display, which shows 8 fairly large buttons. Each one of these corresponds to one of the tone generators for the D-Deck. So yes, there are 8 tone generators in this instrument, so it's able to have 8 distinct voices spread across all 3 keyboards. There are basically 2 polyphonic tone generators for each of the upper and lower keyboards. There's 2 monophonic tone generators that can be basically shared between the upper and lower keyboard, and there's 2 monophonic / pseudo polyphonic tone generators for the pedal board. Right now I have a flute on the upper keyboard, so what have we got here? If I wanted to turn on, say, some strings in the background, I've got that ready to rock and roll. I just push that, it comes on board. If I didn't like those strings and wanted something else, go over, push the corresponding button to the voice section I want to change. It changes the UI. Let's move to, say, strings 5 and give it a go again. If I thought that was great, I can go on and do some more fine tuning. Just push the button again and the voice display changes. We can see some of the other settings which are available. Things like the sensitivity to after initial touch, vibratos, as well as a fairly comprehensive effects unit, which I can apply 2 totally distinct types of effects into a bit of a channel. Anyway, you get the idea. Probably the most other significant bit of it is the accompaniment section, which is in the lower left hand side of the instrument. This works very much like a tyros with styles. So if I actually hit the rhythm button, the actual display changes again. I can select a rhythm. What have we got? Let's choose some douche music. I can go down here, kick it off. We can turn on all the usual stuff that you can expect. Let me get rid of the background voices. So a fairly simple instrument to run. Probably the only other thing that might be interesting to people that don't know anything about an Electone is these row of buttons in between the two keyboards. That's called the registration memory. Basically each one of these can memorize pretty well every system setting, so I can do very quick changes with the voices of the instrument while I'm playing just by pushing each one of these. People have asked how I've done that without touching them. As I mentioned a bit earlier, one of the foot switches down on the expression pedal is actually able to move them for me. As you can see, I'm doing that now. Well, I think that's enough for today. I hope somebody got something out of it. Thanks for watching.